Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Compton Youth Academy for another edition of Academy Barons Baseball. We're in the home stretch. 7 games remain on the year as the Academy Barons get set to take on the San Diego Waves this Wednesday evening. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. The Barons are coming off a lackluster performance last night in Pasadena that ended in a 9-8 loss in extra innings. The Barons fought back from an early 2-0 deficit to take a 5-3 lead in the 7th inning. But in the final 2 frames, the Arroyo Seco Saints put up 4 runs to tie things up and force extras. The Barons couldn't score in the top of the 10th, and the Saints won the game on a walk-off sacrifice fly. That was last night in Pasadena. The Barons are now 14-12 this season and still hold a 4-game lead over the Saints for third and the final playoff spot. To say tonight's ball game is a must-win might be an over-exaggeration, but with only 7 regular season games left, the Barons have to play better this evening. The San Diego Waves are an affiliate team in their 2nd season and only have 2 remaining games here in the California Collegiate League. They're an even 5-5 on this summer and are coming off an impressive 3-2 victory over the Orange County Riptide last Wednesday. So it's been some time since the Waves last played in the CCL. The Waves are led by manager Rusty Huber. He is joined by assistants Devlin Lindman, Lewis Cohen, Mike Struder. The Academy Barons are led by first-year manager James Bishop. He is joined by pitching coach AJ Monterez, assistants Lorenzo Gray, Tank Kazarian, Taishi Nakawake, and Jonathan Largaspada. Can the Barons finish their season strong and secure a playoff spot for the first time since 2016? Tune in and find out. Starting lineups and first pitch when we come back. Back from commercial break, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. It's the hottest day of the summer here in Compton. Temperatures reached 91 degrees earlier today, but it's a much cooler 82 degrees just moments before first pitch. The visiting San Diego Waves are 5-5 on the year, while the Academy Barons are 14-12. The Barons lost the previous meeting with the Waves back on June 28th by a score of 16-2. We'll see if they can avenge their loss here at the tail end of the season. Only 7 games remain on the year. Let's go ahead and get you those starting lineups, beginning with the visiting San Diego Waves. David Vergel de Dios bats in the leadoff spot. Tyler Wick bats second and plays short. Kareem Arusovic in the 3 spot, followed by Caden Anderson. Sam Tucci plays center field and bats 5th. In the 6th spot, it's Kobe Hatcher, the DH. Anthony Tompkins bats 7th and plays 1st. Jonas Ballesteros plays 3rd and bats 8th. And rounding out the order for manager Rusty Huber is John Yucatil. That's the starting 11. Starting 9 for the visiting San Diego Waves. They're in their black uniforms, gray pants. Bryce Morrison takes his first start of the summer season, and the first pitch is in the zone for strike 1. Morrison goes from the windup. Next pitch is down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, and let's get you the defense for the Academy Barons. Jackson Tyler in left field, A.G. Sawamura in center, Nick Sanders in right, Jason Delviar at first, Israel Espinoza at second. 2 strikes in the count to the leadoff hitter, Vergel de Dios. Over at third, it's Mark Emmerman, and Elijah Clayton plays shortstop. Isaac Ocampo behind home plate. Swing and a miss, first K of the evening for Bryce Morrison. Barons throw it around, and that's how we get things started. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. My name is Noah Alvarez. Game number 27 of the season. It's a 34-game year here in the summer of the California Collegiate League. Barons find themselves in 3rd place in the CCL South, and 3 teams get into the postseason. High chopper to the right side. Delviar can't make the play. It sneaks in the right. First base runner for the Waves with 1 out in the first. That'll bring up the right fielder, Kareem Arusovic. Tyler Wick is at first. Remember, this San Diego Waves organization plays in both the CCL and the Western Baseball Association. So 2 different summer leagues, just like the San Diego Bombers, who we've seen a couple different times. Morrison pitches from the stretch, kicks, deals high and wide for ball 1. Arusovic hitting .355 on the season. He's played in 9 ball games. 9 of the 11 for the Waves here in the CCL. We don't have the numbers on how the players are doing in the other league. Second pitch has popped up, out of play. Ocampo takes the mask off. That's going to be a player to keep an eye on, both catchers and how they deal with the heat. Hottest day of the summer season thus far. Arusovic steps back in. Small lead at first. Morrison, first pickoff move. Delviar's tag not in time. One count. Runner started going, holds back to first. Next pitch is high and wide for ball 2. Ball hit on the ground right side. Another one gets into right field. Back-to-back base hits that way. 2 hits in the afternoon, or we'll say evening. It's a little, feels like afternoon with the heat. Nonetheless, there's 2 runners on for the Waves offense here to begin the ball game. Bryce Morrison, a young player here for the Academy Barons this summer. One of 2 players who just graduated high school. Just graduated Gar High School, committed to USC, and he was recruited by USC to be a pitcher. He'll do both in the fall camp. Much of the summer season as he delivers ball 1. We've seen Morrison at the plate, whether as a first baseman or as a designated hitter. Last night, he got the start at the DH spot against the Arroyo Seco Saints. 1-0 to Caden Anderson. Lays off. That's strike one. Perfect spot by Morrison. As a DH, Morrison went 2 for 5 at the plate yesterday evening in Pasadena. Has had a very productive at-bats this season. In 10 ball games, he's hitting .360. Morrison checks on the runner at second. Fastball, zips it in there at the knees for strike two. We have seen Bryce Morrison touch 90 a few different times this season. Fastball can get up to 93. Wick at second, Arusovic at first. The 1-2 to Anderson. Foul tips it and stays alive. Off the catcher's mask. See the first throw from home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. Jay Allen's the first base umpire, and over at third, now positioned between second and third, is Dax Vialta. That's the umpire crew this evening. Anderson spins out of the way. Ball runs inside and evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The second baseman's a .300 hitter this season. 6 hits and 20 at-bats. 1 extra base hit. Only 2 RBIs. In their 10 ball games, they've scored 69 runs. Morrison misses another pitch inside. The Waves are hitting .248 as a team. Barons are hitting .283. Top of the first, runners on first and second. Big pitch for Morrison. Payoff into the air, right side. Del Villar and Espinoza there. Into the outfield grass. Espinoza hangs on. The second out of the inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Sam Tucci, and he had himself quite a performance the last time the Waves played in the CCL. A week ago, on July 8th, at the Great Park in Irvine, Sam Tucci went 3 for 5. He drove in all 3 runs. He homered in the ballgame as well. It was a 3-run home run late in the ballgame that gave the Waves a 3-2 lead. And eventually a 3-2 victory. First pitch from Morrison misses inside. That came in the top of the 7th inning for the Waves a week ago. Tapper right in front of home plate. Going to be a tough play. Ocampo goes bare hand, and Del Villar goes into foul territory to make the grab. Smooth play by the catcher. 3 outs for Morrison as he runs into some trouble, but no runs come in to score for the San Diego Waves. We'll turn it over to the bottom of the first and get to the starting lineups in just a moment. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, bottom of the first, and let's get you the starting lineup for first-year manager James Bishop. In the leadoff spot at center fielder, A.G. Sawamura. Elijah Clayton bats second and plays short. Mark Emerton plays third and bats third. Nick Sanders in the cleanup spot, followed by Jason Del Villar. Isaac Ocampo. Nigel Buckley is a designated hitter and bats seventh. Jackson Tyler bats eighth. And rounding out the order is Israel Espinoza, the second baseman. Blake Killinger gets the start on the mound for the San Diego Waves. It's his first start of the summer season in a Waves uniform. He just graduated high school as well, a product of Orange Lutheran, a high school that is in the Trinity League. And if you're unfamiliar, it hosts the likes of Mater Dei as well as St. John Bosco, very prominent programs, not only in baseball, but in many other sports as well. Players like Isaac Ocampo played at Servite, and so very familiar with the competition in that league. He gets a start on the mound. Let's get to the defense for the San Diego Waves and manager Rusty Huber. In the outfield, it's John Yucatil in left, Sam Tucci in center, Kareem Arusovic in right, Jonas Ballesteros in third, Tyler Wick at short. Caden Anderson plays second, and at first, Anthony Tompkins. David Vergel de Dios is behind the plate. That's the catcher for this afternoon. I keep wanting to say afternoon, but it's evening. It feels like afternoon, though, folks. I'm telling you, it's 82 degrees, but it feels like 90. It was 91 earlier in the city of Compton. Very long day, but thank goodness the sun will be setting soon. A.G. Sawamura steps in. He'll face the young right-hander, Killinger. First pitch gets away from the catcher. It's ball one. That's how we get things started in the bottom of the first inning. Just going off the Instagram page, Blake Killinger, committed to Loyola Marymount University, LMU. That's where we saw the likes of David Aguirre, who played earlier in the summer season for the Barons. Killinger, a tall right-hander from the windup. High and wide for ball two. The 2-0. Sawamura pulls back the bunt attempt at strike one. Sawamura spent these past two seasons, or the past spring, at Eastern New Mexico. But before that, he spent 2 seasons at Odessa Junior College in Texas. Leans out of the way for ball three. He's in the driver's seat against the young right-hander. Sawamura in the transfer portal, looking for a new home for his 4th season. He's a native to Matsuyama, Japan. International player here for the Barons this summer. 3-1, and he takes downstairs. Sawamura takes first. And we could see a stolen base attempt very soon. Sawamura, not only a league leader, or a leader here on the team, but he's one of the leaders in the league for most stolen bases on the year. 20 this season. Elijah Clayton, the guy at the plate, leads the team and the league with 23 stolen bases on the summer. Killinger will pitch from the stretch for the first time. Sawamura goes on the first pitch, throw down to second. Not going to be in time. It does skip into center, but Tyler Wick backing up the play keeps Sawamura at second. Another stolen base. That's number 21 on the year for the center fielder. Elijah Clayton steps in with a 286 batting average this summer. Another player in the transfer portal. Killinger looks Sawamura back to second. Got off to a big lead. Next pitch is 1-1. In there for strike one of the at-bat. Another pitch from Killinger. Misses down and away, ball 2. Killinger listed at 6'8". Very tall player. That's pretty even with the height of our very own Travis Bergman here for the Academy Barons, a 6'7" left-hander. Killinger looks back to second one more time. Here's his pitch. Off the plate, ball 3. Not the start you wanted if you're manager Rusty Huber. His 3-1 pitch. High chopper, left side of the infield. That forces Sawamura to stay to second. Throw by Wick is in time to get the speedy Clayton. And there's one down. One out. Runner is still in scoring position for the Barons. That'll bring up Mark Emmerman, the third baseman this season. Hasn't had a whole lot of burn. He's gone on a few different college trips, and that's why he missed a good chunk of action during different times at this season. Another player in the transfer portal, and Mark is hitting 313 this season. 5 extra base hits on the year, 8 RBIs on the season. Another high chopper, but this one's going to be a tough play for Wick. On the run, on the grass, the throw nearly pulls Tompkins off the bag, but he keeps his foot there. There's 2 outs. Sawamura advances to third on the play. Heads up base running by the veteran.
In the cleanup spot, the right fielder, number 2, Nick Sanders.
So 2 down, runner 90 feet away for the Barons. They hope to strike first here this evening to take on the San Diego Waves for the second time this season. It's the second year that the Waves are in the CCL as an affiliate. First pitch to Sanders is off the plate. If you go back to last year, the Barons did have a win against all but one team in the CCL. That was against the Waves. They went 0-2 against the San Diego Waves last year. And with the loss this season earlier on June 28th, they're 0-3 in program history. Sanders takes the strike on the front door, a slider from Killinger. Sanders has the best batting average in the starting lineup, .436 on the season, his 10th start on the summer. Pulls the next pitch foul. There's 2 strikes quickly to the right fielder. Killinger had a very slow pace to begin the ball game when he was going from the windup, but has sped things up since going from the stretch. Infield back with 2 outs. The 1-2. Sanders foul tips it behind home plate and stays alive. The Barons do have tomorrow off, then return to action Friday. Our next home game will be this Saturday against the Conejo Oaks. That's the upcoming schedule. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sanders steps back in. Killinger comes set. The pitch. Sanders lines it into center field, and it drops down for the first run of the ball game. The Barons are on the board, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. It's the first base hit of the afternoon for the Academy Barons. Sawamura comes in to score from third, and here comes Jason Del Villar. Leads the team with 4 home runs, but hasn't hit a home run since the second week of the summer season. Lifts one deep into left field, but that'll be playable for John Yucatil. Del Villar just missed that one. It's the third and final out of the inning. As we head to the top of the second, Barons lead 1-0 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. First pitch of the top of the second inning misses down and away to Kobe Hatcher. The 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the San Diego Waves. They trail 1-0. Next pitch from Morrison. Just off the edge of the plate, ball 2. Morrison threw 18 pitches in the first inning. Ran into some trouble when he gave up back-to-back singles, but picked up the next 2 batters. Recorded them out. First strike of the AB as he battles from behind. 2-1. Nobody on base, nobody out to begin the second. Swing and a miss. Hatcher comes up empty and evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base. Morrison goes from the windup. The young right-hander delivers down and in. Count is full. Another lovely here in the city, Compton Youth Academy. Payoff pitch, and Hatcher stays alive. So we see 2 young right-handers battle it out on the mound. Bryce Morrison, class of 2026 from Gar High School. And for the San Diego Waves, it's Blake Killinger, class of 2026 from Orange Lutheran High School. Pretty cool to see because there's a lot of veterans on both these teams, and we'll see how the youngsters fare against the veteran hitters. The payoff pitch from Morrison. That one misses upstairs. First walk issued by Morrison on the mound. There's a runner on board on first. It's the second pitching appearance in total for Morrison this summer. His previous didn't go so great. It started off well. He pitched 1 inning, didn't allow any base runners, but in that second inning of work, he ran into some trouble. Gave up 4 hits total, 4 runs, walked 2 batters, only struck out 1. That's his only appearance as he gets his first start of the summer. Misses downstairs to Anthony Tompkins. Hatcher aboard at first. The Waves only have 8 stolen bases as a team. Hatcher does not have any. Next pitch, Morrison puts one at the knees. He's living down in the zone, something you like to see from a young right-hander. Delviar holds the runner at first. The next pitch, breaking ball. Doesn't quite hit the zone, says home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. We were waiting. Tough call for Morrison and the Barons. Look good from our angle here. Next pitch is fouled towards the third base side. Morrison pitched a week ago, back on July 8th against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Game number 23 of the year. Morrison only threw 37 pitches, 14 in that first inning of work. It was a 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander. Next pitch sweeps out of the zone. It's a favorable 3-1 count. Check that full count to Anthony Tompkins. Hatcher stays at first. The payoff pitch, down and away. This is where Morrison ran into some trouble in the second inning of work last week. There is a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Academy Barons. If you go back to that performance last week, Morrison came in the 5th inning. He walked the leadoff batter he faced against the Blues, but then he struck out the next 2, and there was a batter's interference called against Brendan Comerford, who was the batter at the plate when Kevin Spear of the Blues was trying to steal second. So quickly there was 2 outs. Morrison then struck out the 3rd batter of the inning. But in the 6th inning, he ran into some trouble. He picked up 2 quick outs, but then allowed 3 straight singles, walked a batter. Then there was a bases clearing triple from the Blues, and that put things out of hand for Morrison in the outing. He did finish the inning as he got the next batter to hit a tapper right back to the mound. But in that second inning of work, Morrison ran into some trouble. Here in his second inning of work this evening, he's in some trouble. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and he gave up 2 walks. Never a good sign, but pitching coach AJ Monarez tries to settle his young pitcher down. We'll see how he responds. Some adversity for the young right-hander. Jonas Ballesteros, third baseman, checks in. Morrison spins, throws back to second. No tag by Clayton. Hatcher at second, Tompkins at first. Ballesteros at the plate. First pitch zipped in there for strike one. A couple newcomers for the San Diego Waves that haven't played in a game. We mentioned Blake Kellinger gets his first start of the season. So does Jonas Ballesteros. Morrison set. The 0-1. Outer half, strike two. Ballesteros plays third, and he spent this past spring at Oxnard College, played in 38 games, and hit .255 on the spring season. Sweeps outside for ball one of the AB. Morrison tries to get the infielder to chase. From the stretch, Morrison kicks, deals off the plate for ball two. Ballesteros, a native to Temecula, out in the Inland Empire, but goes all the way to Oxnard College. Tapper, third base side, it's foul. And Ballesteros gets another pitch. The right-hander warming up in the bullpen is Frankie Lopez. Just named CCL Pitcher of the Week this past week. The 2-2. Ballesteros lays off. It's a full count. John Yucatil is the batter on deck. Delviar plays behind the runner at first. Everyone back in the infield for the Barons. The payoff. Lined right up the middle, off the foot. Elijah Clayton can't gather it cleanly. Throw to first. Pulls Delviar off the bag. A hard hit ball right back to Bryce Morrison. He seems to be okay. Elijah Clayton was hoping to churn too. The ball drifted him towards the bag. However, he couldn't gather it cleanly. It slipped off of his glove. So there was no out at second. He still threw to first, rushed the throw after picking it up bare hand, and the throw pulled Delviar off the bag. And so Bishop comes in to check in on his young pitcher, but he also points towards the bullpen, and we'll see the last of Bryce Morrison on the mound. He does have a smile on his face, maybe a little frustrated. That ball did get him pretty good on the cleat. He seems to be okay as he walks off the field under his own power. Frankie Lopez comes in, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the right-hander when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, Frankie Lopez takes over on the mound. He comes in with the bases loaded. The numbers on the summer for the right-hander are very good. He was just named CCL Player of the Week. He made 2 appearances last week, which was his first action of the summer. He pitched 5 1/3, only allowed 1 run that came on a solo home run, so that's the only hit he's allowed. He has 11 strikeouts to just 2 walks. Batters are hitting .059 against the right-hander Frankie Lopez, a veteran and a Compton native, one of the few Compton natives, actually the only Compton native on the Academy Barons roster. So the Compton native gets to play in his hometown this summer. 3rd summer with the Barons. The first pitch from Yucatil, skied into right center. Eiji Sawamura lines this ball up. Here comes the throw. It goes to 3rd. The run will score. Klein cuts it off. And the Waves are on the board. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 2nd. Tompkins did get to 3rd base safely. Runners at the corners. 1 down. Back to the top of the order for David Vergel de Dios. Lopez has had quite a baseball journey. Get into that in just a second. He'll pitch from the stretch. Del Villar holds. Ballesteros at first. Swing and a miss from Vergel de Dios.
Middle East number 34, David Vergel de Dios.
The 0-1. Into the air. It drifts out of play. 3rd base side. It's a quick 2-strike count to the catcher. He struck out swinging to begin the ball game on a 1-2 count. The only strikeout for Bryce Morrison. He finishes with 38 pitches thrown. He did strike out 1 batter, walked 2. There's 1 out on the top of the 2nd. Frankie Lopez takes over on the mound. Pitches from the 3rd base side of the rubber. Kicks, deals, 0-2, hits the batter. Misses inside with the slider. That'll load the bases for the Waves. Lopez attended Dominguez High School here in the city, and out of high school he was trying to go as a 2-way player. Started his career at ELAC but did not appear in any ball games. Then went on to Cerritos College, and in his 2nd season, that's when he bought into being a pitcher under head coach Nate Fernley. Put up some great numbers, eventually transferred to Utah Valley, and now is at Hope International University. Chopper, 3rd base side, foul. 0-1 count to Tyler Wick. Wick hit a single, stranded at 2nd base to end the 1st inning. One of 2 hits given up by Bryce Morrison in that 1st inning. Lopez will go from the windup with the bases loaded. Skied into the air. It's a quick 0-2 hole for the shortstop. Lopez spent the spring of 2025 at Utah Valley, entered the transfer portal, and in the summer last year, he put up some great numbers for the Barons. Started 7 ball games, finished with a sub-3 ERA, and was named to the CCL Showcase roster. One of 5 Barons to make the showcase game. Down and away. That's strike 3. Delayed strike call from Alex Sanchez. First punch out for Frankie Lopez. Wick goes down looking for the 2nd out. Bit surprised by that one because there was about a 2nd delay. Home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. That'll bring up Kareem Arusovic, another player who hit a single in the 1st. The Waves have 3 hits in the ball game. Lopez from the windup. First pitch, a beautiful one. Spins on to the outer half. 0-1 count to Arusovic. A .355 hitter. Plenty of extra base hits for Arusovic. He leads the team with 4 doubles. Also has 1 triple on the season. That ball's outside for ball 1. go back to that. The way he hit the Barons quite a problem. He's down 15-2 victory for 5 at the sacrifice fly. The 1-2 from Lopez. Swing and a miss. The Rusevic carried out the set. Waves up at worse. They strand will send their offense and Isaac Ocampo to start off the inning. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, Isaac Ocampo to lead things off in the home half of the second inning. We're dealing with some pretty gnarly lag here on the YouTube channel, so we'll be sure to do our best to fill in the action. Killinger still on the mound for the Waves. First pitch strike goes with the slider, hits the top right corner. Isaac Ocampo is the catcher, bats in the 6th spot. Barons send up their 6, 7, 8 hitters. Killinger goes back to work quickly. He's sped up his pace. Count even at 1-1. First 2 batters, thought Killinger was going to have a lot slower approach to things, but he now falls behind. 2 balls and 1 strike to Isaac Ocampo. Ocampo sends the next pitch into the air. Center field, playable for Tucci. Comes in a few steps into the shadows, and that's the first out of the inning. Ocampo's retired. Bottom of the second. Barons tied 1-1 with the San Diego Waves. It's game number 27 of the season. 34 games on the summer schedule. So 7 games remain. The Barons find themselves in 3rd place in the CCL South. Top 3 teams get into the postseason. It'll be the first time the Barons get into the postseason since 2016. First pitch to Nigel Buckley misses down and away. Buckley's hitting .227 on the year. Back-to-back misses. 2-0 count. Last night, Buckley did hit his 2nd homer of the summer season in Pasadena. A 9-8 loss for the Academy Barons. First strike of the AB, 2-1 count. The loss last night, too, was the 2nd loss to the Saints in their last 2 ball games versus the team from Pasadena. Buckley hits one into right field. Arusevic comes in a few steps, battles the sun, but hauls it in for the first out. Second out of the inning. There's 2 down.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 47, Jackson Tyler.
And why that score yesterday was important. The Barons hold a 4-game lead now. It was 5 going into last night. But with the loss, the Saints pull in 1 game closer for that third and final playoff spot. First pitch to Jackson Tyler, hit on the ground to short. Witt comes to a slide. The ball gets away from Anthony Tompkins. It's going to be an infield single regardless. Hell of an effort by the shortstop to even get to that ball. There's a runner aboard. Base hit for Jackson Tyler. 2 flyouts in the inning for Killinger. He'll go from the stretch with the runner aboard at first. Jackson Tyler is a threat to run. This Barons team very aggressive on the base path. 72 stolen bases on the year. Jackson Tyler picked up another last night in Pasadena. Killinger delivers first pitch down and away. Israel Espinoza gets his first at-bat of the ball game, hitting .244 on the summer season. Tyler inches off. Espinoza shoots one up the middle to his counterpart, Caden Anderson at second, and 1 second baseman grounds out to another to end the inning. That'll take us to the top of the 3rd inning. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Barons YouTube channel. Top of the 3rd inning, the San Diego Waves will send up their 4, 5, 6 hitters. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. After tonight, there's only 3 more times where you can catch the Barons here at the Compton Youth Academy. The next game will be this upcoming Saturday against the Conejo Oaks. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. Next week, they'll host the Santa Maria Indians, another affiliate team, on Tuesday evening. And they'll finish the home schedule on Friday night. Next Friday, they'll host the Orange County Riptide. That's the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. So only 3 more home games. And whether you can make it in person to the Compton Youth Academy or you're tuning in online, we appreciate you for joining the Barons on this summer journey here in 2026. They're 14-12 on the year and find themselves in the postseason hunt. Lopez back on the mound for the Barons. First pitch to the 4-hitter. Caden Anderson misses outside. Anderson popped up to the second baseman, Espinoza, very close to the first base line in right field. Espinoza had to go a long way on that ball hit into the air. Ball lifted into the sky, center field. Sawamura back a few steps, and that's the first out of the 3rd inning.
Number 18, Sam Tucci.
Anderson retired. That'll bring up Sam Tucci, the center fielder. Very capable hitter. .267 on the summer season. He had a tapper in front of home plate. Ocampo threw out the center fielder for the 3rd out of the 1st inning. Tucci takes down and in for ball 1. We had a chance to catch up with Shannon Williams, one of the coaches, or the head coach at Compton College, and he told us that he recruited Frankie Lopez out of high school, went to Dominguez just down the street. Lopez misses back-to-back, 2-0. And Shannon Williams told us that Frankie was playing both catcher and pitcher coming out of high school. He wanted to do both at the collegiate level. But once he ended up at Cerritos, they converted him just to pitcher only, and he shined ever since. Into the right field sky, Sanders backs up a few steps in the gap, hauls it in for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. And decision to move to starting pitcher, or the decision to move to pitcher in general for Frankie Lopez has paid off. While at Cerritos during his sophomore season, he put up some incredible numbers for the Falcons. 2024, he pitched 105 innings. You don't see that at the JUCO level a whole lot. He pitched 3 complete games, 95 strikeouts that earned him a scholarship to Utah Valley. First pitch strike to Kobe Hatcher. And Lopez, while he does have Division I stuff, he elected to come back home and play at Hope International University, an NAIA program, but one of the best NAIA programs in the nation. Hatcher foul tips it into the glove. It's down in the count 0-2. Lopez played in the summer with the Barons last year. He also played in the 2023 summer. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Hatcher goes down looking silly. Third punch out for Frankie Lopez, a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the third. The bottom of the third inning, we'll see the top of the order due up for the Academy Barons after this. Bottom of the third inning, A.G. Sawamura set to lead things off for the Academy Barons. You see on the bottom of your screen, Gabe Lopez takes the stroll to first. He's one of the starting pitchers for the Academy Barons this summer. Barons are a bit short-staffed. They have 3 coaches. Tank Kazarian in the bullpen, A.J. Monades, the pitching coach, in the dugout, along with manager James Bishop. But no Lorenzo Gray or Taishi Nakawake this evening. So Gabe Lopez gets the call. He's the first base coach this evening. First pitch, bunt attempt. Sawamura puts one down the third base side, and there's no chance for Ballesteros. A leadoff bunt single to begin the inning. Sawamura has the speed to do that every single at bat, especially when the third baseman's back. One of the fastest players we've seen here at the Academy. It's my 3rd summer with the Barons. Had a few quick players the past 2 seasons. But both Sawamura and Elijah Clayton would be among the fastest that we've seen in a Barons uniform. We'll see how aggressive Sawamura is. Decent sized lead at first. Tompkins holds the runner. Killinger pitches from the stretch, and there's the first pickoff move from the tall right-hander. Sawamura went on the first pitch and his first stolen base. We'll see what he does here. He stays put. Chopper to the shortstop. Tyler Wick on the run, only plays to first. Clayton's retired. 2 groundouts to the shortstop. There's 1 out in the inning. Sawamura does advance to second, and he's in scoring position. Because it was a high chopper to short, there was no chance for Wick to get the out at second. Chance for Mark Emmerman, another player who grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning. Killinger kicks, deals, delivers strike one of the AB. Both Sawamura and Clayton swinging on the first pitch. Take sign on for Emmerman. Big hole on the right side of the infield. Sawamura takes off for third. Here's the throw down. It forces Ballesteros to leave his feet. No tag. And there's a runner 90 feet away. Pitch was outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe a bit upstairs. 22 stolen bases on the year for Sawamura. An exciting player to watch, especially on the base paths. The corner infielders come in for the Waves. Middle infielders stay back, and that's to Wick. Only play is going to be to first. They get the out, but it's an RBI ground out for Mark Emmerman. 2 down as Sawamura comes in to score. He scored both runs in the ball game. Base is empty for Nick Sanders. Here's a player with a lot of pop in his bat. He has 2 home runs on the season, but we haven't seen him hit a home run here at the Compton Youth Academy. Would be fun to see him hit one over the fence before the season comes to an end. First pitch, he skies one out of play behind us at the press box. It's an 0-1 count to the right fielder. He had an RBI single up the middle in his lone at bat. Another player in the transfer portal, spent this past spring at Campbell University. Didn't see a whole lot of playing time. Front door slider doesn't catch the spot. Another pitch that looked good from our angle, but it's a 1-1 count. Killinger uses a different motion. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sanders holds up on his swing, but it doesn't matter. Strike 2, says the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch from Killinger. On the ground, third base side, just foul by a matter of inches. Do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, apologies for the delay. Dealing with some technical difficulties in the Wi-Fi department, making the stream extra slow this evening. There's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base. 2 outs. The pitch from Killinger. Into the air. Left center field. Playable for Tucci as it hangs in the air. Long enough for the left-handed center fielder to make the grab and for the third and final out. Top of the 4th inning when we come back. Barons lead 2-1 after A.G. Sawamura manufactures another run in the home half of the 3rd inning. Anthony Tompkins to lead things off for the San Diego Waves in the top of the 4th inning. Frankie Lopez still on the mound for the Barons. First pitch just off the plate. So early on, we're seeing Alex Sanchez doesn't have a wide zone when it comes to the inner half. He's called a few, maybe a bit outside. The 1-0 from Lopez. Tompkins fouls it straight back. After the first baseman, it'll be Jonas Ballesteros, followed by John Yucatil. Bottom part of the order for the Waves. 1 run off 3 hits. Neither team has an error defensively. That's on the edge of the zone. Strike 2. Lopez makes his 3rd appearance on the summer for the Academy Barons. Has 3 strikeouts in this outing, 14 total on the season. From the windup, the 1-2. Oh, in a very similar spot, but it's ruled ball 2. Count even. Nobody on base, nobody out to begin the top of the 4th inning. Tompkins saves alive with the foul ball to the backstop. He leads the team in batting average this season, .368. Only 6 starts for the Waves, 7 hits and 20 at-bats. He walked in his first at-bat of the evening. Was one of 4 players to have a home run this summer in the CCL for the Waves. 2-2. Another slider just misses the outer half. It's a full count to the leadoff hitter. When you have a guy like Lopez on the mound, you can expect him to go 4, maybe even 5 innings in this outing. It's a luxury for pitching coach A.J. Manadas. Payoff pitch, high and tight. So Frankie Lopez loses the leadoff hitter. There's a runner aboard on first to begin the inning for the San Diego Waves. First ball game of the summer for Jonas Ballesteros. 3rd baseman, singled in his first at-bat. Player from Oxnard Community College. Small lead at first. The first pitch to the 3rd baseman's in for strike 1. Del Villar holds the runner. That's at the top of the zone for strike 2. Oh-2 count. Lopez pitches from the stretch. Kicks, deals. Ballesteros stays alive with the foul ball off the mask of Ocampo. Home plate umpire Alex Sanchez gets a few more baseballs. Runner aboard at first. Nobody out to begin the top of the 4th. The 0-2. Ballesteros lifts it into the eye. Shallow left field. Jackson Tyler races in. That's the first out of the inning. Tompkins retreats to first.
For the Waves, number 22, John Yucatil.
One down. That'll bring up the 9-hitter John Yucatil. He was the first batter to face Lopez since coming out of the bullpen. He flew out to center field on the first pitch he saw. This time he takes a first pitch strike to begin the at-bat. Yucatil hits from the left side. Native to Costa Mesa. Tompkins still at first. Slaps the next pitch foul down the third base line. It hits off the padding. That's a foul ball, but it bounces into play. Tyler has to grab it before we can resume. It's a quick 0-2 count to the left fielder. Next pitch from Lopez, and Yucatil can't connect. 4 strikeout of the outing for Frankie Lopez, and there's 2 down. That time on an 0-2 count, Lopez didn't waste any time. Attacked the batter, put one just above the letters, and Yucatil chases. Nasty little slider that Frankie Lopez has. There's 2 down in the inning. Runner still at first base. Back to the top of the order for David Vergel de Dios. The catcher comes up empty on the first pitch, well behind on his swing. A quick 0-1 count. Vergel de Dios only has 1 hit on the summer season, 1 for 12. Comes up empty, and he's down in the count 0-2. He steps back in. Catcher played this past season at Saddleback College. The 0-2 from Lopez. Down and away for ball 1. Vergel de Dios is a native to Maui, Hawaii, and spent his first season at the University of Hawaii. Then transferred to Saddleback College. Hit .265 in 26 ball games for the Bobcats. 1-2 pitch from Lopez, skied into the air, playable for Sawamura. He strolls in a few steps. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So after the leadoff walk, Frankie Lopez settles in nicely, records the next 3 batters in a row, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. The 5, 6, 7 hitters are due up for the Academy Barons. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Barons YouTube channel. Blake Killinger still on the mound for the San Diego Waves and fires a first pitch strike to the first baseman. Del Villar has been the most durable player for the Barons this summer. Started 26 ball games. He leads the team in that category. Next pitch, chopper towards the third baseman, Ballesteros at the line. Routine play. There's 1 down. Killinger has kept a low pitch count. In the first inning, he threw 18 pitches, but the following inning only threw 11, and then he followed it up with a 9-pitch inning in the third. That's allowed him to extend his outing.
Number 20,
It looked like it might be a short outing in the first inning after giving up that run. It did allow a base runner in the second. Only 2 runs have come across him in the outing thus far. First pitch to Ocampo. Breaking ball just misses the zone. Ocampo flew out to center field in his lone at-bat. Bottom of the 4th inning, Killinger works quickly. Ocampo pulls one towards James Bishop, the manager, in the third base coaching box. Killinger asked to step off by home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. The ball was into the field of play after a ricocheted off the padding down the third base line. Next pitch, Ocampo waves and comes up empty. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Ocampo stands in. Home plate umpire says Ocampo went around. That's strike 3. The first punch out of the evening for the young right-hander Killinger. And there's 2 down.
Coming to the plate for the Barons, number 16, Nigel Buckley.
Very different start thus far to this ball game than the previous one with the Waves. It was a 16-2 Waves defeat. Last time these two teams met on June 28th. Killinger in a groove. First pitch, Nigel Buckley tries to check his swing on a pitch in the dirt. The 0-1. Down and away. Skips past the catcher, Vergel de Dios. Buckley flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Both teams have 3 hits on the evening. The difference maker is the Barons have 2 runs. Above the zone for ball 2. Buckley is one of a few kids that trained here at the Compton Youth Academy growing up. Became very familiar with the likes of James Bishop, Lorenzo Gray, during the different teams he played with during different age levels. Buckley skies the 2-1 into the air, right field and shallow. Urusevic says he has it, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the pitcher Killinger in the bottom of the 4th as he continues to set it in cruise control. The Waves do trail 2-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Top of the 5th inning, the San Diego Waves will send up Tyler Wick, Kareem Urusevic, and Caden Anderson. The Waves are led by manager Rusty Huber. He's had these boys working day and night, playing in 2 different leagues this summer, both the California Collegiate League and the Western Baseball Association. First pitch from Frankie Lopez. Tyler Wick fouls it off his front leg. The Waves are 5-5 in the CCL. They only have 1 more game after this against the Orange County Riptide this upcoming Friday, and then their CCL schedule will be done. The 0-1. Lopez hits his spot, but it's ruled ball one of the AB. It's been called a ball consistently throughout the evening. Nobody on base. Lopez goes from the windup. That's strike two. Going back to the Waves. One more game on the CCL season. They still have a week of Western Baseball Association play, and then at the end of July, they'll participate in the NBC World Series in Wichita, Kansas. 1-2 from Lopez, ripped into left field over the glove of Emmerman. Bloop single for Tyler Wick. Fourth hit of the ball game. He takes a big round at first, but retreats after Tyler gets it in quickly.
For the Waves, number 23, Kareem Arusevic.
Another chance for the right fielder, Kareem Arusevic. Wick has 2 hits in the ball game, 2 of the 4 for the Waves offense. Arusevic has another. So the 2-3 hitters doing their job. They have 3 of the 4 hits for the Waves offense. Still only 1 run that came in the second inning. First pitch from Arusevic fouled into the netting. Arusevic, another JUCO product, but bounced back after spending 1 season at UC San Diego. Runner takes off for second. Ball hit on the ground to Del Villar. He taps the bag for the first out, and there'll be no play at second. He thought about a throw to short, but it wasn't going to be in time to Tyler Wick. He advances into scoring position. 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning.
Number 29, Caden Anderson.
Caden Anderson steps in. Lopez from the stretch. Peeks back at second, delivers on home, and the first pitch is down and away. Ball one of the AB to the second baseman, Anderson. Flew out to center field in his last at-bat. Played for Iowa Western this past spring. A sophomore from Glenwood, Iowa. That's strike one of the AB. Some groans from the first base dugout. They didn't agree with the call. Arusevic. Check that. Anderson spent his freshman season at Nebraska. Shoots one into right field. Down the line, but it drifts out of play. Very close to being extra bases and producing a run for the Waves offense. Instead, it's a 1-2 count. While at Iowa Western this spring, Anderson hit .333 in 52 ball games, drove in 42 runs, hit 8 long balls. Very productive season at the JUCO level for the second baseman. 1-2 pitch. Anderson fouls it straight back. Coming out of high school, Anderson was the 14th overall prospect in the state of Iowa. Was first team All-State his senior year. Lopez shakes off a few pitches. Long look in by the right-hander. Lopez set. The 1-2. Check swing, and Alex Sanchez says he went around. Strike 3 for the second out. Anderson can't believe it. The second baseman's retired, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Sam Tucci. 5th strikeout of the outing for Frankie Lopez. Continues to dominate. One of the best pitchers we've seen come through the academy the past 3 summers. 2 outs for the center fielder Tucci. He's 0 for 2. He flew out to right field in his last at-bat. First pitch at the knees. Bottom right corner of the zone. Tyler Wick, the runner at second. 2 outs. Top of the 5th. 2-1 ball game. Lopez kicks, deals, slow tapper to Espinoza at second. He charges, gathers his feet. Routine play for the 3rd out of the inning. And Lopez with more fine pitching on the mound for the Academy Barons. He runs into some trouble after the leadoff single, and that runner does get into scoring position, but he keeps that runner there to end the inning. Barons lead 2-1 over the San Diego Waves, bottom of the 5th inning when we come back. A whole lots of defensive changes for the San Diego Waves before the bottom of the 5th. Jackson Tyler to lead things off. Try and catch up as best as we can. New pitcher on the mound is Nolan Moore. First pitch downstairs from the right-hander. Moore wears number 14. He stands at 6'1" and is a native to Fallbrook, a team in North San Diego, or a city in North San Diego County. It's his 2nd appearance on the summer. He faces Jackson Tyler, leadoff hitter of the inning. Pulls one down the third base line. First chance for the new third baseman, Hansen. And Andreas Nielsen steps off the bag. I'm sure you're wondering, hey, those are some new names. Well, we'll try and catch up as best as we can here in the press box. So there's new pitcher, new third baseman. We just mentioned Hank Hansen. Andreas Nielsen takes over at first. Anthony Tompkins moves from first base to left field. And Derek Kraus is at second, taking over for Caden Anderson. Don't want to say that's all the defensive changes, but if there's any more, we'll be sure to catch you up. 3 pitches result in a runner on first. Infield single. Israel Espinoza pulls back the bunt attempt. That's strike 1. Tough break for Espinoza to start the at-bat. Player who's very capable of putting down a sacrifice bunt. Has 2 this summer. Move to first. This is the time of day where the sun sits very low, just above the third base dugout, and the first baseman, Nielsen, along with the runner and the first base umpire, all battle the sun directly into their eyes. Espinoza puts down a bunt towards the first base side. The only play for Moore is to the first baseman, Nielsen, and he can't come up with it. It gets into foul territory. Tyler scoots to third. There is the sun providing some trouble. Tough play. You usually like to see the first baseman like that ball low. Funny enough, you can't really see it on your screen, but Nielsen has sunglasses, but instead of wearing them, he has them on his hat. So I'm sure he's getting chewed out by one of his coaches for that. Ideally, you'd like those sunglasses on your face. Runners at the corners for the Barons offense. Nobody out. A.G. Sawamura to the plate. 2-1 lead, and the Barons can blow the door wide open here in the home half of the fifth against the new pitcher. Moore has only pitched one other game this season. In that inning, he gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Small lead at first by Espinoza. Next pitch is off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to count to the center fielder. Tyler at third, 90 feet away. Very good speed. Espinoza with strong speed as well at first. Corner infielders in. First baseman Nielsen holds the runner. Sawamura squares around, pulls it back, and that's strike 1. Third baseman Hank Hansen is at the edge of the grass, just in front of the bag. Middle infield back and double play depth. Sawamura takes his time before he steps in. Big 2-1 count for the Barons. Can they produce a run here? Pitch for Moore. Right back up the middle, but it's a slow dribbler. Moore goes to second for 1. Back to first is in time. Tyler does score on the play. It's a double play, but a run does come in to score, and the Barons lead 3-1. Two down in the inning. Base is empty for Elijah Clayton. Another player in the transfer portal for the Academy Barons. Spent the past spring at Campbell University. His first season at UC Berkeley. First pitch strike. The first pitch he's seen in a while. Came up in the third inning and swung at the first pitch. 2 groundouts, both to shortstop. Let's see if he can elevate one and get one into the outfield. Back-to-back strikes from Nolan Moore, and he's ahead 0-2. Barons lead 3-1. Clayton steps back in. Moore shakes off a few signs from his catcher, David Vergel de Dios. From the windup, Moore's 0-2, high and wide. The 1-2 count from Moore. Tapper, third base side. It backs up Hansen. The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and the inning continues. The third base umpire gave the wrong hand call. He pointed towards foul territory. That's Dax Vialta over there at third base. And the San Diego Waves dugout lets him hear it. He pointed towards foul territory, but he meant to say fair ball down the third base line. It's an infield single for Clayton. 5th hit of the ball game for the Barons offense. That'll bring up Mark Emmerman. An RBI ground out in his last at-bat. And like Clayton, he has grounded out twice, both to shortstop. Decent sized lead at first for Clayton. Throw to first. Nielsen's tag not in time. Seems like there might be plenty of defensive changes for the Waves that we'll have to update you on the next inning as we try and confirm everything. Next pitch from Moore, Emmerman slaps it foul. Emmerman is another player in the transfer portal, spent this past spring at San Diego State. He's taken a few different visits during the summer season, has missed some action. That ball runs in and hits him. 2 runners on, 2 outs, and the inning continues for Nick Sanders. Looked like after the double play, even though a run did come in to score, Nolan Moore was in the driver's seat to have a very quick inning out of the bullpen. Instead, there's 2 runners on, 2 outs, and a dangerous hitter stepping to the plate. Nick Sanders is 1 for 2 with an RBI, and time is called as we'll get a mound visit. It's a good chance to see if we can get any other defensive changes for you. We mentioned that Hank Hansen takes over at third for Jonas Ballesteros. Andreas Nielsen takes over at first. Anthony Tompkins, the starting first baseman, moves to left field, while Derek Kraus takes over at second. There is a new number at catcher. You just can't see because, there we go. So Owen Baxter is the new catcher behind the dish. Shout out to Daniel Tom, the PA announcer here for the Academy Barons. So after the quick mound visit, Moore takes the rubber. We do have a number confirmed on the catcher. Owen Baxter is behind the dish. Same shortstop, same center fielder, and same right fielder. Those are the only 3 players that stay in the ball game. Nick Sanders to the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners on. First pitch from Moore. On the outer half, great spot to start the AB. Oh, 1 count to the right fielder. He flew out to center field in his first at-bat. That finds the inner half, and the zone widens here with Alex Sanchez behind the dish. That pitch hasn't been called a strike all evening long, but it's a quick 0-2 hold to Nick Sanders. He'll have to protect. We'll see what Moore throws. Pitches from the stretch. Klein hops around at second, takes off for third. Sanders lifts one into the air. Left center field, John Yucatil, the new center fielder, strolls into left center, and that's out number 3. So that was the final change. Yucatil moved from left to center. Anthony Tompkins moved from first to left, and I think we have every defensive change for you here in the home half of the 5th inning. A quite confusing 5th inning when it came to defensive changes. Hey, but nothing confusing for the Barons as Frankie Lopez marches back out to the mound, and there'll be no changes defensively, it looks like, for the Academy Barons. Top of the 6th when we come back after this. Top of the sixth inning, Barons lead 3-1 as we try and catch up on the scoreboard as quickly as possible. Frankie Lopez to take on the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Kobe Hatcher to lead things off for the Waves offense, and he fouls it straight back right on that pitch. It's the second time Hatcher faces Lopez. The first time he was a strikeout victim. There's 5 strikeouts in the outing for the pitcher Frankie Lopez thus far. Dominant, as he has been all summer and all career long. Very talented player and a Compton native. You love to see a local kid play for the Academy Barons here this summer. 1 ball, 1 strike as he misses downstairs to Hatcher. Hatcher walked in the second inning and scored the only run of the ball game. That inning started off with 2 walks issued by Bryce Morrison. Hatcher comes up empty on the off speed as Lopez dials it back. Another 2-strike count. The 1-2. Tapper. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Clayton, he charges, throws on the run, and it's a quick first out to begin the inning. The shortstop makes it look routine. Barons lead by 2. There is a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen for the Academy Barons as Frankie Lopez, probably near the end of his outing, came into the ballgame with nobody out in the second. One down for Anthony Tompkins. He stays in the ballgame. 2 walks in the evening. Lopez dials it back, and there's that slow breaking pitch in for strike 1. .67 miles per hour on the pitch by Lopez. We'll see what he delivers here. 0-1 misses downstairs. One ball, 1 strike. Infield back with nobody on base and 1 out in the inning. Strike 2. Says home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Still plenty of daylight left. Temperatures have cooled to 78 degrees. Tompkins stays alive, hits it off the foul pole, and not the foul pole, but the pole right behind the backstop. Comes back into the field of play. It was 91 degrees in the city of Compton today. First pitch temperature was at 82, so it's cooled down a bit here at the Compton Youth Academy. A very warm summer evening. The 1-2 pitch from Lopez. Just misses the corner. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Slight breeze blowing out towards right field. Hasn't impacted many balls this evening. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Another punch out. Another one bites the dust. Frankie Lopez has 6 strikeouts in his outing, and there's 2 down in the top of the 6th. So new batter, first at bat for Eric Kraus, the second baseman. Blooper into center field. Sawamura lays out. Kraus tries for second. The throw from Clayton skips away. Luckily, Lopez backing up on the play. There's a runner aboard on second. Runner in scoring position for the San Diego Waves. They trail by 2. Very fortunate bounce for Derek Kraus. He's aboard at second. First pitch to Yucatil, backs him off the plate. Low and inside from Lopez. Lopez is at 62 pitches in his outing. He's been a starter much of his career at the collegiate level. Tapper to the third base side. Going to be a tough play. It stays fair. This ball gets away from Del Villar. A low throw. Scoots by the first baseman. A miscue. Just a wacky play. An absolute wacky play as it was a slow tapper. Yucatil thought it was a foul ball. Didn't even run out of the batter's box. So Lopez had all sorts of time. He delivered it low because of the sun. So now we'll see Owen Baxter at the plate, his first at-bat of the evening. He came in as a defensive sub. Throwback to second, close play, but Clayton's tag is not in time. Sorry, folks, we're trying to get caught up on all the changes. It's an error on the first, or on the pitcher, excuse me, E1 in the stat sheet. As a run comes in to score, and there's a runner aboard at second. Owen Baxter at the dish. First at bat of the evening as he takes in over for David Vergel de Dios. Skies the first pitch into the air, center field. Sawamura strolls in. That's the third and final out of the inning. But just to catch you up on the action in case you missed it, there was a slow tapper. It looked like it was going foul. And John Yucatil never ran to first. Frankie Lopez fielded it cleanly, but he rushed it. He threw it low for Jason Del Villar, and Del Villar couldn't make a play on the ball. So a run comes in to score for the San Diego Waves on the air, and it's now a 3-2 ballgame. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Back with the bottom of the sixth inning after this. Quite a funky inning in the top half of the sixth. The San Diego Waves do get a run, and they trail 3-2 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Game number 27 on the season. The Barons will send up their 5, 6, 7 hitters. Jason Del Villar, Isaac Ocampo, and Nigel Buckley. Those are the three batters due up here on the YouTube channel. Bottom of the sixth. Again, we apologize for the lag in connection. Struggling with the Wi-Fi this evening to get a good solid stream First pitch from the new left-hander. Justin Allen is in there for strike one. Third pitcher used by the Waves this afternoon. I keep wanting to say afternoon. It's evening. Evening time here in the city of Compton. It's a warm day, though. It's been warm all day here in the city. Delviar shoots one to right field. Didn't get all of it, but he backs up the right fielder. Hauled in on the run by Arusevic for the first out of the inning. A line drive off the bat. Arusevic misplayed it. He did freeze on a line drive. He didn't come in, which is smart to do in the outfield. And then backed up at the last second and barely hung on for the first out of the inning. Isaac Ocampo makes his way to the plate. He's 0 for 2. The Barons have 3 runs off 5 hits. The Waves have 2 runs off 5 hits. Both teams have 1 error in the ballgame. The most recent error was by the pitcher Frankie Lopez that allowed a run to come in to score in the 6th. 1 out, base is empty. Allen from the windup. Ocampo fouls it off to the right side. He struck out swinging. Lights are on here at the Compton Youth Academy. The 0-1. Oh, that's a beautiful pitch. Late breaking action from the pitch on the left-hander. Allen makes his 5th appearance on the summer. He has a 4.05 ERA. Ocampo well behind on the pitch, and that's the first strikeout. Out number 2 in the inning. Allen gets his first K. Total control in that at-bat. Allen is another player from Hope International University. That's where Frankie Lopez plays baseball. So we get to see 2 Royals on the mound. The native to Menifee, California, and played at Paloma Valley High School. Very prominent program in that area. Takes on Nigel Buckley. And Buckley can't connect on the first pitch. Buckley steps back in. Nobody on base, 2 outs in the home half of the 6th. 1-run lead for the Barons. 3-2 is the score. And we're trying to get you caught up. And the website, the Wi-Fi, has been slow entire evening. We'll do our best to paint the picture and update you on all the action. Buckley taps one right back up the middle. It's off the pitcher's glove to the third baseman. On the run, he makes an incredible play. 1-5-3 on the putout. And Justin Allen comes in for a 1-2-3 inning here in the home half of the 6th. Not a routine play at all, but heads-up awareness by Hank Hansen. To the top of the 7th. Barons lead 3-2 here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Mikey Valdivia checks in. First at bat of the evening as he comes in as a pinch hitter. And the first pitch, he smokes one into center. Line drive, base knock. That's the 6th hit of the ball game for the San Diego Waves offense. They trail 3-2, top of the 7th. I know the scoreboard says something different, but we're trying to get you caught up as best as we can. The Waves made a whole bunch of substitutions that kind of threw off, and they weren't the traditional substitutions where the guy playing third now comes in for the previous third baseman. It just throws everything out of whack. Runner at first is Mikey Valdivia. First pitch to Arusevic is downstairs. Lopez is at 66 pitches in the outing after that one. And there was a right-hander throwing in the bullpen earlier. No one throwing at the moment, but some guys getting loose. Moving around. It's a 1-0 count to the right fielder. Decent size lead by Valdivia. We'll see where he slots in at. Pinch hit for Tyler Wick, the shortstop. The sun has set past the dugout, so the first baseman and the runner don't battle the sun no longer. Lopez takes a long look in. Middle infield and double play depth. Emmerman on the edge of the grass. Oh, great spot from Lopez, but it's ruled ball 2, right at the letters. Delviar holds the runner at first. Runner takes off for second. Ocampo's throw is a good one. Tag not in time. The pitch was well wide. Was going to be a tough play, and Ocampo still made an accurate throw, but it probably delayed him by half a second. Had it been a half a second earlier, it's another runner caught stealing on the season for Ocampo. He picked up 3 the other night in a start against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Runner in scoring position after the stolen base. Nobody out. That's the tying run at second. At the letters for strike 1. Pinch hitter Hank Hansen in the on-deck circle. The 3-1 pitch from Lopez. Big, healthy hack, and Rusevic comes up empty. Full count. Runner on second. Nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Long look in from Lopez. He takes his time. The right-hander comes set. Payoff pitch. Rusevic taps one to Delviar at first. Underhands it to Lopez. Close play, but it's just in time. The Waves can't believe it. The runner, Valdivia, moves to third base, and there's a runner 90 feet away. Productive first out of the inning. Hank Hansen to hit for Caden Anderson. Infield comes in for the Academy Barons. 1 out and a runner on third. A chance for Hank Hansen to do some damage for the Waves offense. They trail by 1. First pitch, low, outside corner. Great spot from Frankie Lopez. First at bat of the evening for Hansen. He's hitting .235 on the season. He started 5 ball games this summer in the California Collegiate League. Skies one deep into left field. Jackson Tyler back at the fence. Leaps at the wall, and it just sneaks over his glove. A 2-run shot for the Waves offense. And they take their first lead of the evening. A 4-3 ball game in the top of the 7th. 94 off the bat of Hank Hansen. His first at bat of the evening, arguably the biggest one of the game for the Waves offense. That right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Barons is Matthew Krause. Base is empty. Lopez goes back to the windup. Foul ball. No. So now the umpires will chat things over. As it stands, there's a runner aboard on first, but from our angle here, it looked like the ball hit off of Nielsen's leg. It was called fair by the home plate umpire, and that threw Frankie Lopez off. He started attacking the ball that was right near the mound, then held up, thinking he saw it hit off of Nielsen's leg. That's what we saw from our angles too behind the press box. Alex Sanchez, the home plate umpire, and he says he's safe. Wow. So a miscue by the Barons defense and maybe a miscue too by the umpire crew. Goes down as the 8th hit of the evening for the Waves offense. They catch a break. They're finally getting to Frankie Lopez in the top of the 7th. Barons trail 4-3. Kobe Hatcher steps in. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Lopez came into the ball game in the 2nd inning. This is his 2nd time facing Hatcher. 2nd time through the lineup, and the Waves are starting to time up the right-hander much better than they did previously. That's another strike. 0-2 count to the designated hitter. 1 out in the inning, 2 runs have come across in the top of the 7th. Three pitches, that's a strikeout, and there's 2 down in the inning. Frankie did not waste any time there. Caleb Wagner comes in as a pinch hitter, and we'll have another substitution for the Waves and manager Rusty Huber. First pitch as Lopez goes to work quickly. And since the miscue and the missed foul ball call, Lopez has thrown 4 pitches. All 4 have been fastballs. All 4 have been strikes. 2 down, runner on first. Foul ball off the catcher. Ocampo's taken 3 off the mask today. Alex Sanchez walks a new baseball to Frankie Lopez. You can just tell by Frankie Lopez's body demeanor, not too pleased with how things panned out in the 7th inning. Gave up a 2-run bomb, which you could say is, yeah, his fault, but on the very next batter, a no call by the umpires on a foul ball, potentially off the batter's leg. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's the 3rd out of the inning, but the Waves do the damage here in the top of the 7th. They lead 4-3 thanks to the 2-run home run by Hank Hansen. Bottom of the 7th when we come back. Leading things off for the Barons is Jackson Tyler. Bottom of the 7th inning, and the Barons will send up their 8-9-1 hitters, Jackson Tyler, Israel Espinoza, and A.G. Sawamura to lead things off. Justin Allen still the pitcher in the ball game for the San Diego Waves. So we get you caught up on the scoreboard. We're a bit behind after all the changes the San Diego Waves made in the 5th inning. First pitch downstairs to Tyler, 1-0 the count. Tyler hit a single in the 5th inning, came around to score the 3rd run of the ballgame. 3 runs off 5 hits for the Barons offense, but they'll need one more to tie things up. Tyler pulls back the bunt attempt. It's a quick 2-0 count. Justin Allen is also a Hope International University baseball player. They won the 2024 World Series, a very prominent program at the NAIA level. 2-0, take sign was on for Tyler. The count moves to 2-1 after a strike. Allen, the left-hander, very efficient in the 6th inning. Picked up 3 outs, 1 strikeout on 8 pitches. Goes from the windup. Tyler comes up empty on the swing, and quickly it's 2-2. He only made 8 appearances in the spring for Hope International. Saw 7 in a 2/3 inning of action. That's downstairs. Tyler with a good leave, and that's a full count. Full count. Tyler at the plate. Nobody on base. The sun begins to set. Still some daylight, but there's some amber in the sky as the sky begins to change colors here in the city of Compton. Payoff pitch from Justin Allen. Misses down and in. Gets all the way to the backstop. Baxter chases it down, but Tyler in no rush to get to first. Leadoff runner aboard in the home half of the 7th inning. We'll see if the Barons can respond with some offense of their own. They gave up 1 run in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th. They now trail 4-3. We're all caught up here on the score bug. Runner aboard. Andreas Nielsen will hold the runner at first. Middle infield and double play depth. Chance for Israel Espinoza. Throw down to first, and Jackson Tyler's in a rundown. Nielsen charges at him. Throws over to his second baseman. Back to the pitcher, Allen. Tyler tries to make a miss, but he does get the tag down. So 1 out in the inning. On the first pitch, Espinoza had to pull back the bunt attempt. Bishop with an earful to Jackson Tyler as he makes his way back to the dugout. Another young player making a rookie mistake here. Tapped foul. Count even at 1-1. Espinoza reached on an error in his last at-bat. 0 for 2 today. Both teams with 1 error. That finds the zone, and it moves to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. A.G. Sawamura on deck. He's the only left-hander in the lineup for manager James Bishop. Espinoza hits one off the end of the bat. It bloops into right field, and it gets down. 1 out base runner for the Barons, and the base running error becomes more costly. It could have been runners on first and second with nobody out. Instead, runner on first with 1 out. Growing pains for the Barons. They have a lot of young players on this roster, but A.G. Sawamura, one of the veterans. He has a hit. He also has 2 stolen bases. 1 for 3. Did ground into a double play his last at bat. Did pick up an RBI in that double play, though, with a runner on third. The first pitch from Allen, off the plate. Sawamura drew a walk in the first inning, singled in the third, hit into the double play in the fifth. 12 RBIs on the summer season. Small lead at first by Espinoza. That one's at the letters for strike one. Third baseman, Hank Hansen, even with the bag. Allen takes a long look in. The left-hander set, kicks, deals, Sawamura well behind, and it's a 2-strike count. Small lead at first by Espinoza. The 1-2 from Allen. Sawamura lays off. Sweeping action from the left-hander as it tails out of the zone. The third baseman Hansen backs up behind the third base bag with 2 strikes. The 2-2. Sawamura stays alive. Foul ball straight into the net. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for the San Diego Waves. We'll see how long of a leash they give Justin Allen in a 1-run ball game. This is the only left-hander in the lineup for the Barons. Another 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, it skips off the catcher Baxter, and Espinoza, good instincts, is at second base. So on the wild pitch, there's a runner in scoring position. The pitch in the dirt runs the count full. An important at-bat for Sawamura and the Barons. Can he come through? Espinoza with good speed at second. Ball hit into the outfield. Expect him to score. Allen pitches from the third base side of the rubber. His payoff pitch. Sawamura can't make contact. A strikeout for the second out of the inning.
The Barons number 29, Elijah Clayton.
Big spot for Elijah Clayton and the Barons. He picked up a single in his last at-bat, and they can use another here. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. The son of former big leaguer Royce Clayton, who spent 17 seasons at the major league level. Big hole on the right side with the second baseman Derek Kraus, keeping a close eye on Espinoza at second. Allen's first pitch. Clayton shoots it to the right side. It drifts. Foul out of play. That's the right approach, though. Big hole on the right side, and he's thinking. A 286 hitter on the summer, 10 RBIs. Doesn't get a whole lot of RBI opportunities. He's usually batting at the top of the order. Does have 2 home runs on the season. Next pitch is high and wide. Allen set. The 1-1. Just below the knees for ball 2. Very close take by Clayton. It's a hitter's friendly count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second. 2 outs. The pitch from Allen. Off the plate, ball 3. With first base open, we could see the Waves work around Elijah Clayton. Mark Emmerman, the batter on deck, 0 for 2 with an RBI and was hit by a pitch. The 3-1 to Clayton. He fouls it straight back, and the count is full. Arguably the most important pitch of the evening. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Allen shakes off a few signs from his catcher, Owen Baxter. The left-hander comes set. The payoff. Clayton fouls off another and stays alive. We'll do it again. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. That's what you hope for a player with a lot of experience like Clayton has. Need your big-time players to come through in big-time situations like these. Another payoff pitch. Clayton fouls off another. 30 pitches in the outing for Justin Allen. The right-hander who was warming up earlier in the bullpen, no longer throwing for the Waves. Can Clayton find a way to get on? The payoff pitch. Driven into left center field. It's diving, but John Yucatil on the run hauls it in for the 3rd and final out of the inning. The Barons get the tying run into scoring position, but he's stranded at second base to end the inning. Barons trail 4-3 to the San Diego Waves, top of the 8th inning, and Matthew Krause takes over on the mound for the Barons when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons. It's a right-hander by the name of Matthew Krause. Krause is a native to Hermosa Beach and went to Miracosta High School, but spent this past spring at El Camino Community College. His freshman season was at UC Irvine. That's the journey for right-hander Matthew Krause. He's the 3rd pitcher used by the Academy Barons coaching staff this evening. Bryce Morrison went 1 inning. Frankie Lopez went the previous 6. Now here in the top of the 8th, Matthew Krause takes over. No other defensive changes for the Barons. 8-9-1 hitters due up. Derek Krause for the San Diego Waves shoots the first pitch into right field. Sanders is back, and he makes the catch for a routine first out of the inning. So one Krause sets down the other Krause. Derek Krause is retired. I'm going to bring up John Yucatil. Yucatil is now the center fielder. He moved to center in the 5th inning when Anthony Tompkins moved from first to left. That forced Yucatil from left to center. Sam Tucci no longer in the ball game, and there was a whole mess of other substitutions for the Waves. First pitch strike to Yucatil. Matthew Krause has touched 92 miles per hour a couple different times this summer. One of the hardest throwers the Barons have to offer in 2026. He jumps ahead 0-2 quickly. Yucatil's 0 for 2 this evening. Hit a sacrifice fly in the second inning to score the first run of the ball game for the Waves offense. Hits one on a jam shot just past his third base coach, and the count remains 0-2. The Waves scored their first run in the second. They picked up another run in the sixth and then two in the seventh. They have a 4-3 lead in the top of the eighth inning. Oh, beautiful spot from Krause, and Yucatil goes down looking for the second out. Back to the top of the order. That'll bring up Owen Baxter, second catcher of the evening, as David Vergel de Dios started the ball game behind the plate. He finishes the ball game 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the second. Baxter, in his only at-bat, flew out to center field against Frankie Lopez. Swings at the first pitch again and fouls it off to catcher Ocampo. Very important. Krause keeps it a 4-3 ball game. Barons have 7 games left on the season. They're 14-12 with a 4-game lead over the Arroyo Seco Saints for the third and final playoff spot. Backdoor slider hits his spot. Krause is firing on all cylinders. Baxter on the season hitting 200, 4 hits and 21 at-bats after his last flyout. The 0-2, Krause puts one just off the plate. Very close take, ball 1. In the home half of the 8th inning, the Barons will send up Mark Emmerman, Nick Sanders, and Jason Del Villar, barring any substitutions. The 1-2. Baxter stays alive, foul ball to the backstop. For Krause, this is his 8th appearance on the season. In the previous 7, he's pitched 12 innings, gave up 13 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 17 strikeouts, make that 18 after the last. The 1-2 pitch. Baxter stays alive with another foul ball. Batters are hitting .277 against Krause this season. 1 win, 1 loss on the year. A lot of talented arms at the Barons' disposal this summer. Another 1-2 pitch, just below the knees. Tap it right back to the mound. Krause patiently awaits the big hop. Underhands it to Del Villar. A close play as it was down near his shoe tops, but it's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 8th. The bottom of the 8th, Mark Emersman to lead things off for the Academy Barons after this. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, bottom of the 8th inning. The Barons are down to their final 6 outs as they trail 4-3 against the San Diego Waves. And not only are they trailing, but they're in danger of losing all 4 games in the last 2 seasons to the San Diego Waves. The Barons went 0-2 against the Waves last year, and they lost the first game of this season 16-2 back on June 28th. Josue Sayer Jr. is the new pitcher to take over for the Waves, a native to Long Beach. Went to Long Beach Poly High School and then spent some time at Cypress College. He's a new pitcher, right-hander. Will take on the 3-4-5 hitters. Heart of the order, and Emmerman comes up empty on the first pitch. Sayer was a big part of the victory last week over the Orange County Riptide. Pitched an inning and a third. Only allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and picked up the win. Breaking pitch, misses high and wide. No other defensive changes to let you know of for the San Diego Waves. Emmerman, half-hearted swing. 2 strikes. Third baseman's 0 for 2. Got to figure he's due at the plate today. A .313 hitter this summer season. Comes up empty. Pitch gets away from Baxter. He hauls it in quickly and throws it over to first. Strikeout 2-3 on the putout for the first out of the inning. Sayer makes quick work of Emmerman. I'm going to bring up Nick Sanders, player who's very capable of tying things up just like that with 1 swing of the bat. Sanders is 1 for 3 this evening. Both of his last at-bats ended in flyouts to center field. Breaking pitch does catch the inner half. Lots of movement. Sayer takes his time on the mound. Long look into his catcher, Baxter. The right-hander set. 0-1, and Sanders comes up empty. Sayer's another player in the transfer portal after 2 seasons at Cypress College. Right-hander set. 0-2, and Sanders lifts it into left field. It drops right in front of Anthony Tompkins, and the inning continues. A 1-out base runner for the Academy Barons. First base runner of the 8th inning, and we'll see how Sayer Jr. pitches when pitching from the stretch. He'll face Jason Del Villar, another player who went the JUCO route after 2 seasons at San Bernardino Valley College, now at Cal State Monterey Bay. Nick Sanders at first. First pitch, swing and miss. Lots of horizontal break on that pitch from Sayer Jr. Del Villar behind in the count, 0-1. He's 0 for 3 this evening. Flew out to right field in his last at-bat. Sayer puts it in a perfect spot, inner half. No balls and 2 strikes quickly to Del Villar. It's important that he stays out of the double play as well. Has hit into 5 double plays this summer season. Just north of the letters. Del Villar lays off for ball 1. Second summer Del VR plays with the Academy Barons. One, two, and Del VR stays alive. Last summer, Jason hit 310 in 27 ball games for the Academy Barons. He was also named to the CCL All-Star game and represented the South. One of 5 players to make it for the Barons. Quick move over to first to check in on Sanders. 3 of those players back here. Check that, 4 back here for the Barons for another summer. Nathaniel Williams, Frankie Lopez, and Amari Yolas, the other 3 that joined Del VR at last year's CCL Showcase game. Sayers 1-2. Del VR rips it to the third baseman, and Sanders so far off the plate. It's a line drive, double play. Very unfortunate for the Academy Barons. As a new pitcher, Josue Sayer Jr. faces the minimum. Barons are down to their final 3 outs, and they trail 4-3. Top of the 9th inning when we come back. Top of the 9th inning. Final 3 opportunities for the Waves to pick up any insurance runs. It's a 4-3 ball game. They lead over the Academy Barons. The Barons are 14-12 on the season. And with 6 games left after tonight, things could get very interesting here at the very tail end of the California Collegiate League schedule. That being said, let's go ahead and update you on some scores from around the CCL. Alameda Merchants defeated the Blues 10-6 in Southern California. The Orange County Riptide defeated the not defeated, they're leading the Philippines baseball group 2-1. So both the Oaks and the Saints have tonight off as they await patiently to see who wins this ball game. It's important because only 3 teams get in from the South. First pitch from Kraus to the 2-hitter, Mikey Valdivia, misses outside. Valdivia hit a single in the 7th, came around to score on the 2-run shot by Hank Hansen. That's been the difference maker in tonight's ball game. It's a quick 2-0 count. We'll get you the standings in just a sec as well. The 2-0 pitch from Kraus. Pulled down the right field line, and it's just foul. So currently in first place is the Conejo Oaks with a 17-9 record. They're behind the Riptide in wins, but they have less losses, so a better win percentage. The Orange County Riptide are in second at 20-12. The Barons are at 14-12. Foul ball, straight back. 2-2 count to Valdivia. And the Saints are 11-16 with an important win over the Barons last night in Pasadena. They're 3 games back in the win column, 4 games back in the loss column to the Barons. The 2-2 from Kraus. Swing and a miss, Valdivia, strikeout victim to begin the top of the 9th. Beautiful changeup from the right-hander Kraus. His second strikeout of the outing. He'll take on the 3-hitter Kareem Marusevic, one of the few players in the lineup, a few starters to remain in the ball game. platoon of substitutions used by manager Rusty Huber. First pitch bunt attempt. Arusevic tried to drag his way on. Emmerman scoots up at third, even with the bag at third base. The rest of the infield back. The lights are on, and we no longer have any daylight. Much cooler in the city of Compton, 77 degrees at the moment. Down and in for ball one. He had a chance to catch up with Matthew Krause before the ball game, and he announced that he'll play at Wagner University this upcoming school year. Congratulations to him as he next pitch is hit on the ground to first. Del Villar catches it on one hop, and quickly there's two down in the top of the ninth. Arusevic is retired, but congratulations to Matthew Krause, the pitcher on the mound. Finds a new home after one season at the JUCO level. Chance for Hank Hansen. He hit the two-run shot in the seventh inning. First pitch is fouled out of play to the right side. Hansen came in as a defensive substitution, but he hits for Caden Anderson, who was the starting second baseman. Hansen has played third this evening. Next pitch misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson finishes the ball game 0 for 3. Hansen's 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs. Right now the player of the game. Krause hits his spot. Looked to be on the inner half, but it's ball 2. Krause shakes off a few signs. The 2-1. Perfect spot. Bottom left corner. Count even at 2-2. Krause has not allowed a base runner since coming into the ball game to begin the 8th. 5 up, 5 down. Can he make it 6 straight? The 2-2. On the ground, through the 5-6 hole. And the inning continues for the Waves offense. A 2-out single, 9 hits in the ball game for the Waves offense. The Barons have 7, but they're struck at 3 runs. We'll see if they put Hansen in motion. Hansen does not have a stolen base attempt on the year. Ocampo does have one of the better arms for the Barons. Andreas Nilsson steps to the plate. 1 for 1. He got his first at-bat in the 7th inning as well. And on the first pitch he saw, he hit a single. First pitch this time is in for strike 1. He pinch hits for Sam Tucci, the center fielder. Next pitch from Krause. Runner takes off for second. Ocampo's throw down is a good one. Clayton's tag is in time. So Krause faces the minimum, and the Barons trail by 1 heading into the bottom of the 9th. We'll stay on just to see who comes out to the mound for the San Diego Waves. But caught stealing to end the inning. Ocampo has been money all season. That's his 6th runner he's caught stealing. There is a new pitcher on the mound. We'll wait to see the number. He throws his first warm-up pitch. And the new pitcher we'll let you know about is Hunter Haas. When we come back from break, we'll have you more information on Mr. Hunter Haas. So it all comes down to this. Final 3 outs for the Academy Barons. They trail 4-3. Hunter Haas is the new pitcher, taking over on the mound for the San Diego Waves. His first pitch to Ocampo, high and tight. Would be a safe situation for the right-hander. Spent this past spring at Southwestern Community College. Made 13 appearances for the Jaguars. The 1-0. In for strike one. Count even to Isaac Ocampo. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Hoping to change his fortune. Breaking pitch. Misses downstairs. It's the second outing for Haas on the year. His previous went 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, did not give up a hit or a run. Ocampo bends out of the way for ball 3. No other defensive changes to let you know of by the San Diego Waves. Haas was primarily used as a starter at Southwestern. His 3-1 pitch. Ocampo skies it into the air. Nielsen gives it a look, as does the catcher Baxter. He runs out of real estate. Full count. Ocampo gets another life. In 13 appearances this spring, 11 of those were starts. He finished with a 4-win, 4-loss record, 73 innings, 46 strikeouts to 24 walks in the 73 innings. Those are the numbers on Hunter Haas this spring. Second appearance on the summer for the Waves, at least in the CCL. Full count. Nigel Buckley on deck. The payoff pitch from Haas. Inside, Ocampo takes ball 4, and a tying run is aboard for the Barons offense. So Bishop calls time. He chats with Nigel Buckley by the third base side. Ocampo is pinch run for as Sean Ishii comes off the bench, a player we've seen quite a few different times to pinch run in these type of situations.
Your attention, please. Pinch runner at first base for the Barons. Running back number 24, Isaac Ocampo.
A very important runner at first base. Ishii, one of the fastest players on the base paths. Ocampo relays the information to Nigel Buckley. Ocampo went behind 0-1, but then 3 straight misses from Haas. Not the sharpest to begin his outing. We'll see if Ishii's aggressive at the dish. Third baseman Hank Hansen at the edge of the grass. Nielsen holds the runner at first. First pitch from Haas. Downstairs. Baxter blocks it well. Buckley did hit his second home run of the season last night in Pasadena. So he's very capable of putting one over the fence and ending this ball game. Barons trail by 1. That's on the outer half. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Buckley hit his first home run of the season here at the Compton Youth Academy. Decent sized lead at first from Ishii. Haas pitches from the third base side of the rubber. First move to first, and Nielsen's tag not in time. Nobody out in the inning. We'll see who comes in to play catcher defensively. That's if the Barons only tie it. They're hoping to go for the victory here in the bottom of the 9th. That's off the plate. Buckley shakes his head. No, sir. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Favorable hitters count for Buckley. Jackson Tyler on deck. Barons are hoping to avoid back-to-back losses. Pick up their 15th win on the season. The 2-1. Buckley shoots one into right field. Back goes Arusevic. It's caught for the first out of the inning. Buckley got the fastball he was looking for, but a late decision to swing. Routine play and right, and there's one down.
The Barons, number 47, Jackson Tyler.
Jackson Tyler, who's 2 for 2 today. He drew a walk in his last at-bat. He singled in the 5th, singled in the 2nd. Makes his way to the plate. Very quick out of the batter's box. Would be hard to double him up. Hansen still plays even with the bag at 3rd. First pitch from Haas in there for strike 1. Gets ahead of Tyler. Tyler made a base running mistake in the 7th. He hopes to redeem himself here. Checks his swing, but that's strike 2, says home plate umpire Alex Sanchez. Tough break for the Barons. Sanchez hasn't called that inner part of the plate often this evening. It's only been a strike a couple of times. The 0-2 from Haas. Down and away. Slider. Nasty horizontal movement on the pitch from Haas. A native to Spring Valley, California. A lot of San Diego County natives on this Waves roster. No surprise there. The 1-2. Tyler lines one into center field, and it drops just over the second baseman, Derek Kraus. Ishii heads for 3rd. The throw to third base is off target. It bounces off the padding hard. And just like that, there's runners at the corners with 1 down. Big spot and a very fortunate bounce for the Waves. That could have been a run, and a tying run for the Barons offense. Goes down as a hit. Jackson Tyler has 3 hits in the ballgame. Can Israel Espinoza come through and tie things up? Another player who's quick out of the batter's box, but I'm sure he'll try and elevate a pitch and avoid a double play. We'll see. Espinoza gets his signs from Bishop. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. Did reach on an error in the 5th. Tyler small lead at first. First pitch at the letters for strike 1. With Nilsson holding the runner at first in the middle infield in double play depth. Decent sized hole on the right side of the infield. Espinoza likes going that direction. 1 down. Tyler takes off for 2nd. No throw from Baxter. There's 2 runners in scoring position. A stolen base for the left fielder. And now a hit into the outfield could plate 2. That's the tying run at 2nd base. Anxious moments here at the Compton Youth Academy. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Infield comes in for the Waves. It's a 1-1 count to Espinoza. The pitch from Haas. Espinoza puts the bunt down to Nilsson. The only play is to first. It's an accurate throw, but Ishii comes in to score. What a gutsy call by Bishop and the Barons. A suicide squeeze as Ishii broke on the pitch. Two outs in the inning. Tyler to third. A.G. Sawamura to the plate. Can he come through and deliver the winning run for the Barons? They hope to avoid back-to-back games of playing in extra innings. No one tossing in the pen either for the Barons bullpen. 2 down, Tyler at third. Haas to face Sawamura. First pitch misses inside. Waves wanted that call. It's a 4-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 9th. Sawamura taps one down the right field line. It's fair. Jackson Tyler scores, and the Barons win 5-4 Wednesday night against the San Diego Waves.
and gentlemen, to make you for our Major League Baseball Academy.
What a ball game as the Barons went into the ninth inning trailing 4-3 and come out with a 5-4 walk-off victory. The Barons advanced to 15-12 on the season, while the Waves dropped to 5-6 in the California Collegiate League. A very exciting finish here at the Compton Youth Academy. As always, we say thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and you'll get a notification. Only 3 more games here at the Compton Youth Academy. Next one will be this Saturday against the Conejo Oaks. The winning pitcher for the Barons is Matthew Krause as he advances to 2-1.